Oil slid on Iran deal hopes while the dollar steadied and the euro surged past 115. Metals, equities, Forex, and energy all in play tonight. And the day's biggest mover is last. Oil closed sharply lower after diplomatic signals around a potential US-Iran agreement rattled the supply risk premium that had been supporting prices. The trend remains pointed lower, and with that bearish structure intact, the path of least resistance continues to favor lower levels as long as geopolitical optimism persists. The Dow held a constructive tone through the session, drawing support from easing energy fears and a steadier dollar backdrop. The trend leans higher here, and the broader structure suggests the index remains more likely to probe higher levels, while that bullish framework stays in place. Walmart traded on the softer side today, with the price action continuing to reflect a bearish lean in the near-term structure. The trend stays pointed lower, making it more likely to extend toward lower levels unless the broader market tone shifts significantly in its favor. Salesforce showed resilience through the session, with the bullish trend remaining intact and the structure continuing to support a tilt toward higher levels. Price action held well, and the trend momentum suggests the path of least resistance here is still directed higher. Silver traded with a mild underlying bid, despite the broader trend carrying a slightly bearish lean. The probable path favors higher levels from here, suggesting that while the trend is not decisively directional, price is more inclined to recover toward higher ground in the near term. Ethereum drifted lower through the session, reflecting a mild bearish trend that continues to weigh on the structure. The probable path points toward lower levels, and with momentum leaning to the downside, price is more likely to extend its move lower while this structure holds. ORCL finished the session with a softening tone, the mild bearish trend keeping pressure on the structure and pointing the probable path toward lower levels. Price action lacked conviction to the upside, and the structure suggests the trend continues to lean toward lower ground from here. CAD traded within a range-bound structure on the session, with competing forces from oil weakness and dollar stabilization keeping price contained. The probable path leans toward lower levels within the range, suggesting the pair is more likely to drift lower while the current boundaries hold. The dollar stabilized as traders weighed Fed rate signals, with a Fed official warning underlying inflation remains too high. Oil fell sharply after the U.S. Treasury Secretary signaled a possible Iran deal that could reopen the Strait of Hormuz. On the calendar today, the one to watch is U.S. JOLTS job openings. Bitcoin was the standout mover of the session, the strong bearish trend driving a decisive push toward lower levels that dominated crypto sentiment. The structure is firmly bearish, momentum is clearly pointed downward, and the path of least resistance remains strongly directed toward lower levels while this trend holds. That wraps the Tuesday, 4th of August evening session. Subscribe to ForexBullion for the full daily coverage, and the morning brief tomorrow checks whether Bitcoin's breakdown holds and how oil responds to any Iran deal confirmation. This is general market information for educational purposes only, not financial advice.